Shalom Israel. First and foremost, I do want to give all praises, all honor, and all glory to Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua by Hashem Kakadash. The born to the apostles, now script millstone for teaching us this truth, peace, and blessings to the whole collective Israel. Yahweh is the name of the fatherland Shibu, by Hashem's name, and Yahweh Shai is the name of the unbegotten Son. Back here on the lesson. And today, we're going to be going to another M.O.T.B update. As you see in the background, it says Mexico to replace cash with digital payments. And I originally saw the Elder Apostle Har make a lesson, speaking on this exact video here, so I thought I'd make a no lesson going into it, because this is another step towards the implementation of this M.O.T.B. And they're seeing the foundation, the infrastructure being laid out in order to usher and bring about this B system, which is once again can ultimately be ran through that RFID chip, which is going to be that so-called universal remote. It's going to go to everything. So this is a 34-minute video, which I just watched a few minutes of it. You can watch this for yourself. You just, put in the title, or probably, put the link in the description. But you can see it right here. So once just going back to that point, so Mexico to replace cash with digital payments. Mexico is planning for a cashless society and digital ID, and you've been especially seeing digital ID being heavily pushed. Just dealing with various things. Which I believe over there in, which I made a lesson going to a while back, where they're pretty much only now accepting, digital IDs. If you don't have that, you won't be able to, pretty much work, So further going to show the type of times that we are in and what's unfolding right before our very eyes, because the M.O.T.B is a heavy end-time prophecy. And one of the last major end-time prophecies need to take place and play out before World War III is fully kicked off. Once the M.O.T.B comes into play, that's when we're at the end. But the 2 Corinthians chapter 2 verse 11 got a couple scriptures. Shouldn't be too big of a lesson to want to speak on that video, because we've seen a lot more similar things coming out, especially regarding those digital IDs. Schools are now taking or having pretty much IDs. And I believe at one point I made a lesson going to where they had lockers where you needed to, what was it? I believe you scan your school ID, if I'm correct, to open it. It was something to that effect. It's been a while since I went to that. You have supermarkets, stores moving towards a digitized system, digitized currency. You have convenience stores locking drinks and goods behind doors, where you need to show your ID in order to open said door. So steps are being taken, and it should be crystal clear with where those steps are leading. But the 2 Corinthians 11 says, "Lest Satan should get avenged of us, for we are ignorant of his devices." We ultimately see what this is leading up to, and you see various other examples over there in China, Japan, how you're pretty much able to buy things via scanning your face, and you see it moving to Mexico and soon coming to Babylon the Great. Now, the Revelation 13:16 through 17, which is the main point. "And he called up with small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in the right hand or in their foreheads." That word mark in the Greek goes to the word charagma, which then goes to the word etch, scratch, which is a physical mark. And you also have Elon Musk working on the Neuralink, which is the mark at the forehead. Other companies, pretty much following in suit, creating similar things. Verse 17, "That no man might buy or sell save he that the mark of the name, beast, or number of his name. Very soon we won't be able to buy nor sell without it. We won't be able to live a so-called normal life without it." That's why you end up having a lot of people end up cracking under that pressure, especially doing like these Israelites, giving in, taking that M.O.T.B. Isaiah 10:1. Further on that point, says, "Woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees, and that right grievousness which they have prescribed, going to these draconian-like laws." That word draconian goes to harsh, strict, severe. For example, going back to the year 2020, that was just a little trial run, a test. Dealing with those lockdowns that were put into place, where you need to have a green pass in order to travel. They held checkpoints at one point, to where you need to show proof of verification that you've been tested, that you're not positive for the what. and that you have that concoction imagine when it comes to this M.O.T.B, because you had people a while back, were seeking and looking for a solution to go out and do things that they once used to do, partying, so-called living it up, having fun. But you see that came at a price. You need to have that certain something. The Revelation 2:10 says, "Fear none of those things but thou shalt suffer. Behold, the devil shall cast you into prison, that ye may be tried." So we're going to be faced with persecution, demonization, for not bowing down to this beast system. That you may be tried to tribulation 10 days, so going to a certain period of time. So this is why you're also going to have many Israelites end up buckling under that pressure. They're not willing to be faced with these things. They'd rather take the so-called easy way out. They'd rather choose so-called life, when in reality they chose death. Be thou faithful unto death, and I'll give thee a crown of life. So there's a reward and prize waiting for us at the end of that finish line. Just gotta endure, remain faithful, believe. Because you can also get throughout various scriptures, the Lord's gonna do great things for those that believe, those that endure. Revelation 3:10. And it said, "Because thou hast kept my patience, I also keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the world to try and dwell upon the earth." And what's the hour of temptation going to be? Mainly when the M.O.T.B is presented in front of us. Basically, the Lord's going to give us the strength of spirit in order to endure these things, to deny that charagma. Habakkuk 2:3. "For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie, though it tarry, wait for it, because surely it will not tarry," meaning it will not delay. These things will happen and will come to pass. And we're in those appointed times as written and spoken within the scriptures. And we're seeing prophecy literally jumping off the pages. That's why you get in the scripture. I'm going to say book Isaiah. I believe maybe another chapter. But going to how they will no longer be, quoting this proverb. It's going to be, playing out. Prophecy will soon be doing the speaking. I got one more scripture, and that's pretty much the point right there. It's Matthew 24 and 14. "And this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world, from whence into all nations, and then shall the end come." So the Lord has set up prophets, watchmen among you, to warn you of these coming times. To sound the alarm, so you are made known. You're made wary of what's to come. Especially when it comes to this M.O.T.B, these digital IDs, these everything this devil is doing. What are they called? Amazon. He's called Amazon One, where you're able to pay by the way the palm of your hand, all these different things. Those are just steps towards the implementation of this beast system, which can be ran through that M.O.T.B once again. So, point was made. Just quick into the spirit. Lord was edifying. Don't close out. Give all praises, all honor, and all glory to Yahweh, M.O.T.B, and Shalom. See you next one, Lord's will.